Men of culture, we congregate here once again in order to take a look at the fascinating lives of the EBT community. Thank you for joining me, gentlemen. I hope all's good wherever you are. Happy Monday to you guys. I hope you all had a terrific weekend. We have an absolutely crazy show for you guys today. Before we get into it, though, as usual, I'd like to ask every one of you, and I'd really appreciate it if you can smash that thumbs up button. Helps me get these videos out to more of our fellow patriots. Now, we're going to kick it off with a wild clip that went viral out of New York City. This is posted by Michael McCarthy, where a black guy went unconscious, OD'd, something happened to him. But anyways, he was revived via CPR by a white girl. And as soon as he came to, he went back to his factory setting of, well, wanting to assault this lady.
This has gone crazy viral. Woman saves man. He's barely conscious. First thought to mind, rape. Many such cases. It's like he's just resurrected and he starts trying to kiss her. It's funny. New York. The things you see. Starts clapping.
Black guy. Imagine that.
Bro came back to it and shows assault. It is literally hardwired into them. Now, you may have seen clips of this coming out of Scotland where a 36-year-old absolute legend, a hero, a patriot, went on an anti-Muslim rampage, injuring 5 people with his ceremonial acts. Have a look at this. Yeah, police say 5 people were injured, but nothing life-threatening. 2 of the injured men were age 22, and others were age 24, 27, and 39. This is what happens when you push people to their limits and you force them to integrate with absolute third-world savages, and your government totally betrays you.
Focus, protecting the country from these fucking miserable bastards. Raping our young daughters, raping our kids. Enough is enough.
This, I must say, was incredibly stupid on this guy's part to go out and try to stab people like that. I mean, had he only have gang raped 250,000 underage girls, nothing would have happened to him. Take a look at how the BBC covered it. You know, when a Muslim guy or a black guy commits a crime, you hear, London man, Florida man, Minnesota man, whatever the case. When a white guy does it, a 36-year-old white man has been arrested, and counterterrorism officers have joined local police in an ongoing investigation. Take a look at this, right? When a white guy does it, white British man attacks Muslims shouting, "You're raping our girls." No lies detected, mind you. When a Muslim guy does it, the stabbings and the shootings, the murdering of children, a white guy is called a racist, and racism and terrorism don't belong in this country. If the black guy does it, he had mental health issues. Yeah, if a white guy does them, it's racism and terrorism. If a black guy does it, it's mental health issues. So the Japanese in Tokyo have a Nigerian problem, and they're being called racist as well, because nobody understands that pattern recognition is not racism. Here's a clip from Tyler Oliveira covering the Nigerian issue in Tokyo. Remigration is the way.
Hey, this is Tokyo, Japan, and these are the infamous Nigerian scammers who might just try to kill you if you record them harassing tourists on the street.
This is definitely known as the most dangerous area in Tokyo. If you look on Reddit, man, you will read constant stories of people talking about getting drugs. It often tends to be these Nigerian African touts. Basically, they invite you to an international club. It seems really friendly, and you say, yeah, you know what, I'll follow you to your international club. They go there, next thing they know, it's 2 days later, they wake up, they don't have their wallets, they don't have their passports.
And then we spotted one in action. What did he sequester you for? Bar?
Yeah, he asked me to.
Don't go to the bar.
I know.
How many had come up to you today?
One, they don't leave you alone.
Excuse me, can I interview you?
No, please don't put the camera.
Okay.
Why are you taking a video?
I just want to interview you.
Are you okay? Don't interview me.
No, we just want to interview. Whoa! No.
Bro, be careful with your camera. Be careful with your camera. I'm warning you now.
On me for what? Keep walking, Buster. Don't touch me. Back up. Back up. Whoa! Hey, don't do it. Don't do it. What are you doing? Who do you think you are? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Hey! Oh!
He's attacking.
All right, call it a day. Call it a day. Whoa, hey! we're thieves? You're a fucking criminal attacking people.
Oh!
What are you doing?
I didn't know that coming. If we were hit to that thing, we would have gone to hospital, I'm telling you.
You threw some glass at us?
Yeah, glass, yeah.
There's still slavery going on in Africa. I'm sure you guys know this. I think there's over 1 million slaves in Africa, enslaved by other black people. We haven't had slavery here for over 160 years. No black person alive today was a slave or knew somebody who was a slave. But yet in America, to celebrate Juneteenth, nobody loves slavery more than the current generation of VBT members. This is from Atlanta, where black people put themselves in chains for a Juneteenth red carpet event. If there was Victim Olympics, these fools would get a gold medal. Fast food restaurants in America have become, well, pretty much animal enclosures. How do we fix this culture? My white brothers in Christ, if you walk into a Mickey D's and you see that it has a security guard, or you see a scene like this that tells you it requires one, you might be on the wrong side of the tracks, and you should probably leave immediately.
Security guard!
The best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people. Just get the fuck away.
Take a look at this next video from a Carmelo Anthony fundraiser. I'm just kidding. This is the lineup outside a store called the Hair Palace. They're giving away free wigs, so the Bonnet Brigade has decided to line up.
To the first 150 people. That's if they survive, if they don't pass out from the heat. This is the line. They open up at 8 o'clock. This is the line from around the back of the shopping center. Oh, people camped out.
Someone wrote in the comments section of this video that it was an Asian-owned wig place. What happened to the boycott? I guess that only applies when they're not giving away free shit. So this video here is a pack of teens who stormed a Los Angeles McDonald's, smashing windows and grabbing everything they could. This chaos on a so-called freedom holiday shows exactly what's wrong with our society. No arrests, no consequences. Just more excuses for the animals of our society. How long until it's only online orders for everything everywhere?
They're not even ski. Oh, they taking the revenue. No! I got the register! I took the register! He stole the cash register! He stole it!
Cocaine isn't cheap. It's expensive. Gotta make money.
None of you will be shocked by this video where an employee at a place called the Best Jerk House in New Orleans has her phone stolen by an engineer who happens to be working for DoorDash, coincidentally. This is after giving both of these men a free meal while they waited, and she is now appealing to social media in hopes that these men will bring her phone back.
Well, well, well. Well, well, well. Well, well, well.
This next video is something that's happening in all of the medical facilities across the country. It's been happening for a long time, where a black caretaker, a racist black caretaker, takes his rage out on a white veteran. Have a look at this.
The video, now being shown publicly for the first time, begins with O'Toole's longtime aide yanking food out of his hands. Seconds later,
he picks him up by his neck and throws him in the chair, and then he forcefully pulls him into the chair and punches him in the side of the face or the neck.
Moments later, the video appears to show the aide striking O'Toole on the head with a broom before forcing him back into a restraint chair. At one point, O'Toole can be heard crying out in pain.
Ow, ow, ow.
That's our wedding day.
Angela Sangro still remembers marrying her best friend Albert O'Toole in 2019 as the happiest day of her life.
That's my husband when he was in the Marines.
O'Toole served in the Gulf War, where Sangro says an explosion left him with a traumatic brain injury and years later, a devastating Alzheimer's diagnosis. As his condition got worse, she made the difficult decision to place him in the VA. And at first, Sangro says O'Toole was thriving at the federal facility in Montrose. But after he was moved across campus to the state-run veterans home, she says everything changed.
That was the biggest mistake that I made, was moving him.
Sangro says her husband began rapidly declining, appearing agitated and heavily medicated during visits, sometimes appearing with mysterious bruises and injuries.
And you can see he was obviously hit with something.
That's when Sangro decided to secretly place a camera inside his room.
Everything about this video is awful.
Never imagining it would record.
It looks like a nightmare.
This.
You hear him screaming and nobody comes to check on him. Where are the other aides?
Sangro was crushed.
I don't know how I missed it. I was there every single night.
According to this felony complaint obtained by the Turn to Tara team, the aide seen in this video is Matthew Cox. He was arrested in April, accused of grabbing the victim by the neck, forcefully restraining him, and striking O'Toole inside the state-run home. Now, while the state health department told us Cox was put on leave and later fired, a VA spokesman confirmed Cox remains employed by the federal VA, pending the outcome of the case. Sangro says after getting few answers as to why, she decided to turn to Tara.
You know, you guys are local. I think people need to hear about it because they need to make sure that their veterans are okay in that home.
Concerns that may be more widespread than just her husband's case. Our investigation found the state-run home racked up 47 complaints and 25 citations between 2021 and 2025, including deficiencies involving restraints, medications, and failures to report suspected abuse, resulting in warnings, staff terminations, and a $29,000 fine issued by Medicare last year. For Sangro, she says her husband fought for his country.
He's so proud of his service.
Now she says she's fighting for him.
We were so happy. I never dreamt that this would be our life. I can't even sleep anymore. I just watch him at night on that camera to make sure nobody's hurting him. I just want him to be okay.
A decorated veteran who survived war, allegedly assaulted inside a home built to serve those who served.
So this next video is in London, okay? It might look like Zimbabwe, but it's not Zimbabwe. This is London, where a white man gets attacked by a Muslim guy, proceeds to defend himself, and then the police arrest the white guy.
Bang him, bang him, bang him, bang him. Bang him. Give him one more. He deserves it. No, he deserves it though. He deserves the big time. He deserves the big time.
He hit me first. Promise me, man. He hit me first. What the fuck? He started to hit me first. Yeah, he hit you as well. I didn't hit a kid. You were sitting there, kid. I didn't. You were sitting there, kid. Don't enjoy it. Don't press his neck. Don't press his neck. That's it. That's it. Perfect. He deserves it. You need to go. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Don't make a scene. Someone call the police, please. You make a scene.
Take a look at this. Bro's getting jumped by five guys in a Five Guys.
Crazy. That was the comedy. Oh my God.
So, how many videos do we see about fast food workers getting attacked and assaulted by the engineers and doctors of our lovely nations? Well, in this video, you're going to watch a white guy do it. And because the guy's white, now we're actually getting new laws to protect everybody from the evil white people. Here are the boys that fleck us with this report.
Wait! Too many times we see customers come into a restaurant and then act like fools.
A lot of people think they can just come in here and because they're customers and they paying and they can do whatever they want and treat us however.
These incidents were the motivation for the Louisiana Behind-the-Counter Protection Act. The bill's sponsor, Representative Dixon McMakin, says the goal is to protect workers by creating harsher criminal penalties for violent crimes or threats against them.
So it's in Baton Rouge, but they use the example of the white guy attacking the fast food worker. And it's almost like luckily a white guy did it, so now they can actually protect the fast food workers from all the black people doing it.
Otherwise, the ACLU would argue about disparate impact, that this law only affects black people punching bitches at McDonald's, right? This is actually good policy. They've identified a problem that's clearly getting way out of hand. People are beating bitches up at McDonald's, and basically what it does is it escalates. You have a simple battery or a simple assault against the general public, it's one punishment, but if you do it against protected behind-the-counter employees at a Starbucks, McDonald's, wherever, the fines and the jail time get higher. So this is good policy, but it is a black people law.
Just another way that the culture is changing customer habits. Here's our friend Ian with a report on 3 EBT bioweapons.
On June 18th, 2025, in Miami's Overtown neighborhood, a 12-year-old girl was walking home when she was approached by 3 boys. Now, a 13-year-old Nelson Nunez, as well as a 12-year-old Josiah Jones and a 14-year-old Xavier Tyson. These boys forced her into the Greenhaven Project community garden, described in reports as an abandoned lot with a couch, where Nunez removed her pants and started to rape her, where Jones and Tyson restrained her by holding her arms and legs to prevent her from escaping. She was screaming. Investigators say that Jones shoved rocks from the ground into the victim's mouth so she couldn't scream, "No, no, stop, stop, it hurts." The assault reportedly lasted 30 minutes. This only ended when the boys heard the victim's father calling her name and hearing her screams. All 3 of these suspects were arrested on juvenile charges, but then indicted by a grand jury February of 2026. They faced charges including aggravated sexual battery on a minor, kidnapping, false imprisonment, and a variety of related offenses. The parents of these boys came out to defend them, posting videos online. And then these boys flexed their rape charges on the internet, on TikTok. The father of Josiah Jones, Melvin, attended a court hearing and dismissed the allegations against his son as bogus, insisting his son was not the child you guys are making him out to be and a well-cared-for 12-year-old. They invoked the race card, saying that he's a young black man that was visiting Miami. He was just with the wrong crowd of 2 kids. One of the perpetrator's mothers came online and posted a video saying that the son doesn't care, that this is a witch hunt, and it's insane. They're just trying to make him look bad.
Spanish Honduran, he don't give a fuck. He's savage. So he like, shit. That's when the little girl want to tell her mama they dragged her from the park, they took her there, and they raped her.
These people are allergic to accountability. This is one of the most disgusting stories I have ever heard. I'm not even certain how young children, young boys, could think of and then do something this horrible.
Take a look at this 16-year-old patriot confronts an Indian, shocker that he's Indian for, well, pleasuring himself on the ride home, looking at the young white girls.
Looking at me and touching your penis. Looking at it and touching yourself by looking at it.
Hey, shoot that guy.
We all know that the Stop Asian Hate campaign stopped because, well, everyone found out who was actually committing the Asian hate. And in this video is no different, where young scholars jump on Asian women for no reason whatsoever. You watch these videos, right? And the best part of them is like the comment section of these videos where black people are like fighting for their lives, trying to convince the rest of the world that they're not the problem, we are.
I noticed there's a lot of men following me on here. Hello, hi. Just to let you know really early, really quickly, I only date black men. That's it. Nothing else, nothing more. Black men, melanated, that's it. My mom almost messed up a generation by creating me. It's okay. Reincarnation, I'm bringing it right back.
Here's another video of a teen takeover in Hazel Crest, about 25 miles south of the Chicago Loop, with hundreds of teens causing havoc. Even had residents on the live stream yelling at them and telling people to come get their kids. You want to hear a crazy stat? Since the war in Iran began, 273 people have been shot by EBT members in the city of Chicago. 273. So let me read you the little blurb here about an event that happened on Father's Day in New York City. Thousands of Muslim men shut down New York City streets with blood-drenched donkeys. Men were beating their chest and doing public displays of honoring martyrdom. Have a look at this. Now, just imagine while you're watching this, if we had an evangelical Christian mayor, God forbid, and almost every week after his election, public parks and city streets were taken over for massive Jesus revivals, complete with crowds and worship and giant crosses and Christian prayer and revival music blared from loudspeakers, with the mayor himself even attending some of these takeovers personally. Imagine the absolute meltdown that the press would have about that.
Yep.
Here's our friend Ty Descoufont from France, who thankfully didn't do any jail time for speaking up against the savage North Africans that are in France. But this story, this is something that, look, this could happen to any country. It can happen in America. You lose one election to the Democrats, and this is the way they're going to try to go about things.
Dear European and American friends, listen to this latest absurdity. Last November, Jean Hugana, who is a father, an identity activist, and a local councilman, filmed a video in front of the supermarket in his small town. Let's watch it together and I'll comment next.
Salut à tous, vous voyez là je suis dans la ville dans laquelle j'ai grandi, 10 000 habitants je crois, et depuis quelques années maintenant tous les soirs on est comme ça, voilà, à la sortie, on se demande un peu ce qui se passe, mais en gros t'as des réfugiés afghans qui traînent, voilà, toujours au Leclerc en train de t'acheter de la bouffe, à rien branler, bienvenue dans la campagne française.
Okay, he posted this in the evening, and the next day at noon, the cops called him to summon him, warning him that it might take a while. He was held in police custody for 48 hours and subjected to completely crazy interrogations, where they asked him where his children went to school, what his relationship with them was like, how he raised them, Stasi style basically. In the end, he was recently prosecuted and sentenced to a 3-month suspended sentence prison and a fine of 4,650 euros, including 600 euros in compensation for each Afghan migrant he filmed.
What did you say?
Native French people who speak out against non-European immigration and its damages are subjected to a veritable ritual of humiliation. They are forced to submit and to love their invaders and their tormentors against their will. We identitarian activists are hunted down like criminals because we love our country. My friends, keep fighting and defend your freedom of speech tooth and nail, because if you lose it, you lose everything else.
We all know who's the culprit here and who's funding all this and what group of people want the white people to be replaced. This is a crazy story. France has just convicted one of their reporters for naming illegal immigration profiteers. This French journalist was sentenced to a 6-month suspension and fined 30,000 euros for an article exposing how the left-wing lawyers get rich helping illegal migrants dodge deportation through legal loopholes. He named the names and the French government convicted him for it. A white genocide funded and coordinated by one group of people.
This was supposed to be a joyous time. Neighbors say many people had gathered to celebrate Juneteenth when things took a violent turn. Surveillance video capturing what appears to be a barrage of gunfire. Shortly after, you see people running for cover. Chicago police were called to 95th and Princeton after a mass shooting around 11 Friday night in the city's Princeton Park neighborhood. At least 13 people were injured.
244 West 95th Street. I need crowd control.
Chicago police say a red SUV pulled up to a large crowd. Investigators say 2 suspects began shooting from inside the car before taking off.
There's approximately 25 shell casings, both rifle and pistol rounds, from 243 West 95th all the way to the end of the block on Princeton.
The victims' ages range from 17 to 47 years old and were taken to different hospitals. A 26-year-old man was last listed in critical condition.
There's a good chance that the hard-working, tax-paying white people of our nations won't be able to have nice things until we do something about these people. 13%ers are literally the Achilles heel of America. I can't even imagine being a shopkeeper and seeing this happen in the store. Like, what a nightmare. You're just trying to run a business. Here's some EBT members who weren't going to tip because the service was bad. Yeah, they were going to leave a big tip if the service would have been good.
The service was unsatisfactory and the food was unremarkable, so I will not be leaving a tip.
We probably should have come, but I just wanted to see.
These 2 fools knew they were not going to tip 4 hours ago, okay, when they were gluing those goofy-looking eyelashes to their faces. The migrants in Italy have gotten so violent that on the trains, the ticket controllers are now scared of them and they refuse to ask immigrants for their tickets. So I guess in Italy, only the native Italians and the white people have to pay for services now. What a wonderful, culturally enriched world we live in. How good was the wings be at this place? Here's Charlie Dowes, who speaks for millions and millions of people, not only in the UK, but across the globe.
You are sat there as somebody who shared the idea positively that we should be removing citizenship from people who are born in this country. That includes people like me. And Nick Buckley, who is actually Nick Buckley MBE, he has tweeted saying that I am a poster boy for remigration, and he is a member of your party. And so it's that literally saying people like me, born in this country, with my color of skin, are on your list of people who you'll be taking out of the country. And for the record,
let's
that is kidnapping. I was born here, and he is talking about kidnapping people with my skin color. That is violence.
Well, let's just clear that up, Charlie.
Don't be so ridiculous.
Would you remove Femi's citizenship?
If you want to debate Nick Buckley's opinions, you should talk to Nick Buckley. Right now, you're talking to me.
Yeah.
And I've just told you
you've denied
that
your own opinions.
Our policy is the deportation of foreign nationals, so we're not talking about citizenship, foreign nationals who hate our way of life, who live in social housing, who are a burden on the taxpayer, because that's simple common sense.
None of that matters if you yourself support the idea of removing citizenship from people who like me, people who are born in this
Charlie,
country.
is that true? Would you remove Femi's citizenship?
Well, it is the case that citizenship has been handed out like confetti
kind
over
of a
the
yes
last
or
few
no
decades.
question.
I mean, the British
Nationality
Nationality Act has been a disaster for this country, and it is the case that many people have been given citizenship.
It is a yes or no. Would you remove Femi's citizenship?
It's not a yes or no. Let me just get to the point here. It is the case. Again, it is the case that many people who do hate our way of life, who are not British in any real sense, have been given citizenship by a ruling class which the vast majority of the public do not believe in and oppose. It's an undemocratic and immoral policy.
Here's another clip, just a short one, when they talk about the new immigration policies that they want to implement. Have a look at this.
Charlie would rather live in poverty than allow economic immigrants to come here.
Damn right.
You would rather be poorer with fewer immigrants?
I would rather be poorer than have my children and grandchildren grow up in a country where they are an ethnic minority.
Remind me of your upbringing. What sort of school did you go to, by the way?
What sort of school did I go to? I went to a state primary and secondary.
Okay. And you're fairly comfortable now?
Why are you asking these questions?
It's just that Rupert Lowe, Nigel Farage, Richard Tice, these are all people that are very, very well off.
The millionaires. Come on.
I know, but I've heard...
Address the substance of my argument. Do you think it is right for white British children to grow up as a minority in their own country?
My issue is we're hearing from a party that is run by and funded by millionaires saying that they are happy to make the people of this country poorer for their own political agenda.
Our country is not funded by millionaires. It's funded by our 140,000 paying members from the British public.
Is your boss not friends with Musk, like supported by Musk?
He doesn't fund us. We're funded by our members. Many, all of whom are ordinary people.
Yeah, millionaires saying they're happy to make the rest of us poor. Again, I find it disgusting.
I'm not a millionaire, mate.
This guy's 100% right, and we wouldn't be poor because all of these people are net negative tax-paying groups. The only positive tax-paying group in most of the countries are white people. Like in America, the Asians are. Not all Asians, and I don't mean the Indians when I say that. I mean like the Japanese, the Chinese. Some of these groups are net positive taxpayers. Most are not. They will take more money out of the system than they will put in their whole lifetime. During the last year of the Biden administration, they spent $200 billion giving housing, Medicare, and food to illegals. Look at all the crime that we have in the country, having to pay for policing for that. The jobs, you would actually get the jobs that you're applying for. You know, in America, for every job that needs a degree, university or college degree, there are more people graduating with those degrees than there are jobs available. And yet more and more of these people are unemployed. Why do you think that is? Okay? People would rather have a country of their own people than have to put up with this shit. They want their wives, kids, daughters, sisters to be safe, to be able to walk out outside at night, at any time of the day even, and just be safe. And it used to be that way. Why did it used to be that way? Because we used to be like a 90% white country. And you knew if you were a 90% white country that you would be safe and you would be treated fairly because you were with a bunch of high IQ, high trust, low fraud, white Christian brothers and sisters of yours. And that is why a high trust society, the lubricant for that, okay, the lubricant for everything that we've built in our great nations is the fact that white people did it because we are a high trust people. Look at Japan, the highest trust society in the world, the cleanest society. Why do you think that is? Because it's like 80% Japanese, and look what's happening to them now. They're having more immigrants come in. More migrants are coming in, and it's all going to shit. These people are the problem wherever they go. Sorry to rant on. That'll be it for this video. If you don't mind smashing that thumbs up button for me, I'd really appreciate that. And also, if it's not your first time here, and maybe you're not yet subscribed, because I can see by the data that most of you are not, which is cool. I'm happy you're here, but, you know, maybe you hit that subscribe button. Help your buddy out. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great Monday, everybody. Peace out. We'll catch you tomorrow.